So on the last page of the final chapter of My Hero Academia, we see all of Class 1A 8 years in the future as adult pro heroes wearing their, I guess you could say, new gear, or I guess at that point it becomes standard, since I suppose this is when they're in their prime. But it's new to us, the reader, because, we've only seen them with their student gear 8 years prior. And for the most part, everyone looks pretty good. And as I was going over their gear, Bakugo reminded me of what Endeavor saw in chapter 362. Because as he was fighting All For One, he saw like this vision of the future of Shoto with his other friends in Class 1A as adults. And it was pretty exciting at the time. And we were also very curious about their gear as well, because Izuku had like this new cape that looked like it was two stitched together, along with like new armor. And he apparently has like Adidas's now, but also Bakugo had new gauntlets, and we saw that he had like these new tassels on the back of his mask. And these are, I guess, paying homage to Edgeshot, who has like a similar thing, since Edgeshot saved his life. And also, I guess it kind of looks like a fuse on fire, for like dynamite. But when we saw that, we thought, oh, I guess this means that Edgeshot is going to save Bakugo, and then Bakugo is going to be very grateful and pay homage to him through his costume in the future. And if we go to the final panel of chapter 430, we see that this is, in fact, the same costumes that we saw in chapter 362, which means Endeavor did straight up see into the future. Now, does that mean that Endeavor has some kind of like secret future sight quirk? No, I doubt Endeavor like literally saw this. This was probably more so for the audience, if anything, right? He was more so just envisioning a time where Shoto was in his prime with his friends. And I guess this was Horikoshi just having some fun with the audience, showing us what was literally going to come at least 8 or 9, 10 years into the future. And I think that when we saw this, it was around 2 years ago. So Horikoshi at least knew 2 years in advance what he was going to do with the resolution of Class 1A, I suppose. Now let's also go into Izuku's suit here, because we don't really get to see the cape in chapter 430, but we see it clearly here in chapter 362. So at the end of the series, Izuku is quirkless. He wound up giving his quirk to Shigaraki in order to defeat him, long story short. But 8 years after that, Class 1A winds up funding this project that All Might's friend from America, David Shield, and I guess his daughter Melissa, wind up constructing like this new power suit for Izuku that was based off of the data that Armored All Might's suit acquired from his fight with All For One 8 years ago. So he has like this super powerful, way more advanced version of what we saw All Might had. And that's actually what we were looking at in chapter 362 this whole time. We just thought, oh, maybe that's just, what Izuku's suit looks like in the future. We didn't know that he was going to lose One For All and then get this really cool suit in exchange. Now, as for the stitched together cape, like I said, we can't really see that in 430. But I still don't know what it could be, because his original Gran Torino cape was destroyed in the final fight against Shigaraki. And I thought maybe that's what it was, with a new type of cape from someone else stitched on. But no, that could have just been a misdirection possibly from Horikoshi, or is that like a design or something? Not really that important, I guess, ultimately. And like I said, we're also seeing Bakugo's pro hero suit here. The gauntlets match up with 362 as well. Pretty cool. Kirishima's end of series suit also matches up here. We can't really see below his chest, but going into 362, we could see that he has like this coat jacket type thing. We also see Uraraka in 362 as well, but just from behind, which matches up with her outfit that we see in 430. Not really too much of a drastic difference, just like an overall improvement to what she originally had. And as for her like neck collar thing, I thought that this was kind of like an homage to Toga a little bit. She did have like a neck thing before, and I think it was because it was pressing on her pressure points or something to keep her from like vomiting due to the motion sickness from her using her, gravity quirk. And this is just like an updated version of that, I guess. Also kind of looks like Ida's mask. Also a little bit of Izuku homage there as well, maybe. And speaking of Vita, we also see him from behind in 362, but only him from the front in 430. And he's kind of just like a bigger, more advanced version of what he originally was as well. But one of the main people that we see here as well in 362's Vision of the Future is Yaoyorozu. So we see that there's an opening on her back in 362, and in 430 her chest is covered, meaning that she no longer uses her creation quirk to pull from her chest. Now she just pulls from her back, which is, you know, pretty funny, Horikoshi. Like, you had her having like this provocative outfit when she was a teenager, and now that she's an adult, you change it to being the way that it should have been the whole entire time. Yes, it's less convenient to sprout items from your back as opposed to your front, but, you know, come on, have some decency. But that's pretty much it, other than Suyu, who just has that big bow in the back of her hair, but she essentially looks the same as well. But like I said, everyone else looks really cool too. We got a better look at Shoji's final form in this chapter, more so than the others, because he like accepts this award. He has like a ponytail now. And also shout out to Shinso's final form. He's had a major glow up. He looks very established now. You almost would miss him. He's like at the very top of the pack, right before the title of the chapter. Hey, but real quick, guys, you should check out Gamer Supps in case you haven't already. They're a great energy supplement that can help you with gaming, studying, or anything that really you want to do. They come in caffeine and caffeine free, and they also have nootropics in it like L-theanine, L-tyrosine, and choline L-bitartrate. So it's not just, you know, regular caffeine. It makes you really feel good and focused. If you're looking for a tub to buy, check out the new flavor Nuclear Bombsicle by Casio. It tastes just like a bombsicle. This is already one of my favorite flavors. They also have these awesome sus bars, which are only 100 calories and only has 1 gram of sugar and 8 grams of protein. My favorite flavor is the chocolate. I cannot get enough of these things. They also have gamer tea in both caffeinated and non-caffeinated. I personally really like the caffeine-free sleepy time with theanine. You can also get some of these awesome gamer soups, which I absolutely love. So guys, check the link in the description and make sure to use code BIGZ for 10% off. Thanks, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think about everyone's end of series outfits. Who did you like the best? And if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.